Well, after my last stint, I waited in my car for quite a while until like 12:45, I think. Eventually, the guy arrived in the most rickety and crusty truck I have ever seen in my whole life. Okay, well, that's not being completely fair. The truck itself, like the seating area, was very clean, and the paint job on the exterior was nice. But when I say rickety, I mean the way the truck moved was very like jiggly, I guess, if that's a way to put it. It's a weird way to put it, but that's how I'm putting it. And the guy who came out was this guy who seemed very out of breath, very short of patience. I got the vibe that he was like about to punch out for the day, but then he was told to do this one last job for overtime, and he forced himself to do it because he needed the money. That's the general vibe I got from this guy. Sorry, this is bugging me. That's better. I need to straighten that out. Anyways, so yeah, he walked up. He asked me in an abrupt way, "Open your car hood. Open it now." I'm like, "Okay, okay, I'll open my car hood, man. Just don't yell at me." So I opened it. I put the thing up top, and then he put his battery checker on just to make sure if the battery was of good quality. And he said, "Yeah, your battery's fine, man. Just press on the gas. I would start your car and press on the gas, see what happens." And so I pressed. So I was putting my car in the start position where the you may hear that sound, that doo 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 doo. And then I was pressing my foot slightly on the gas pedal, and it sounded like the car was taking in the gas and like it was starting, only for it to not. And then it was funny, like when I did that and it sounded like the car was about to go, it was like, okay, like, but then when it did, he was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, sorry, yeah, I tried that, it didn't work." Um, and I told him, like, when he asked me to do it, that I already tried it and it didn't work. They want me to try it again. So interesting. Uh, and then he said, "Well, okay, fine. I'll just tow you where you live. Okay, where you live?" I was like, "I live here." So, "Okay, well, let's do this." So we put my car on the towing machine, and I went inside his truck, and we immediately left to my place of residence. He did start to act a little more courteous, a little more friendly on the trip. It's like, "Oh, you've been working this job a while, like just 2005 or no, 2021." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty decent job." "Oh, that's good, that's good." And I asked him, "Yeah, since you're asking, how long you've been working this job?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been doing this like 8 years, man." And then I'm like, "Oh, do you like it?" He says, "Yeah, I love this crud." I'm like, "Whoa, interesting." And then we made it to the house. He put the car in neutral, put it on the side of the road, and then he left. And I said, "Goodbye, thank you for your help." I went in the house. I greeted my sister, and then I told her everything that happened. And then I immediately started my closing routine. I thankfully recorded my last video while I was waiting in the parking lot, so all I needed to do was apply a few edits to it and then publish it on my YouTube channel. So I did that, and as I was, it was exporting, I took my vitamins such as my fish oil and K2 and D3 and multivitamin for men, and then my magnesium powder in a cup. There's like a cherry flavor with a little sweetness, a little tartness in there. And then I brushed my teeth, and when I was done brushing my teeth, I published the video, and then I went to bed while listening to some theta waves from the YouTube channel Theta Realms on my phone. And yeah, I was hoping to have some vivid dreams. Like, I was able to have some vivid dreams the previous night by listening to some theta waves, but I did not have any dreams. I'm sorry to report. So I went to sleep, and when I got up the next morning, I wanted to make sure to get up early. It's funny when I'm like left to my own accord and I don't really have any pressing matters. Like, I don't really feel pressured to get up early the next day. I just get up whenever I feel like it. When I know, like, I want to get up at a set time so I can immediately call my auto shop to help me out, and then immediately call my car insurance company to come and tow the vehicle over there, then I'm on it like there's no tomorrow. It's interesting when it has to do with something that like I need, I guess, then I'm really hardcore locked in. But when it comes to something that's more abstract and there's not like any pressing, like immediate, like danger or consequences to not doing it, then I put it off, even if like I were to do it and it were to develop me. So I think that's pretty an interesting observation. So yeah, I got up around 7:30 in the morning. I got a cup of coffee. I got some two donuts, a chocolate coated donut and a powdered donut that I got from my store I work at yesterday. And I went into my room and I watched a little bit of a Area 52 video where he was interviewing a guy who is collecting data on Skinwalker Ranch. I didn't get too deep into the video. In fact, like, you know, I before I started, I did call my car insurance company. I told them about the tow. Well, actually, never mind. That's incorrect. What happened was I was waiting for my car mechanic to open, which was at 8. Then I let them know about the issue and told them the exact sequence of events. And then they told me whenever you can. And I was like, all right. And then I called my car insurance company, and then they said they would be on their way. They'd take about an hour. So yeah, I spent that time watching a little bit of Area 52, and after I was done watching that, which I didn't get too deep into it, um, I remember I need to use the restroom, and then after that, I got outside and um, I was notified that they were there, and so I greeted this guy. He helped me out. He put the car into the towing vehicle, brought it up. What I found was interesting about the experience was that on the app, it stated that you have to be ready to show your identification to the insurance tower, but they didn't ask for that. I don't know if they forgot or if they were just like, well, clearly they have a membership. Otherwise, like, how I would have been called over. But I don't know. You think they would have some quality control there? So I just thought that was kind of weird. But regardless, it helped me out quite a lot. Very nice person. I decided to take the ride with him to the location. Oh, this is what ate up the hour before waiting. I can't believe I ever blanked out on this, but I actually got shot back and I sucked all the baking soda out of the back of my car seat. And now I'm just hoping and praying that it sucked up enough of the moisture that my car doesn't have like milk enzymes sticking up my car. And if it does, I'm gonna have to get a special enzyme spray to neutralize the odor and kill the bacteria. But I did what I could. So yeah, I and that feeds into why I left with him when we arrived, and he dropped the vehicle off for me. I went to the main head of the establishment, very nice guy, and I told him about the little accident that happened the other day with the milk on the carbon, sopping it up, and then spraying it with vinegar and Dawn soap, and then putting some baking soda on, then sucking that up with the shop vac, and then needing to, if the floor was still a little damp, to open the windows and allow air circulation to continue. It was like, all right, well, open the windows, then give me the key. So I did that. I gave him the key. I said thank you, be in touch, and then I left on foot. As I was walking, my mom called and told me that she wanted to check out these fences that were being advertised to her, and she wanted me to come with her, and I was like, sure, why not? So she picked me up, and we left to go to see these fences. It was like a really long drive. Eventually we arrived, and it was like 28, 29 minutes. As we were driving, I realized that I did have the day off on Friday the 12th of June, and Disclosure Day, the new Steven Spielberg film, will be releasing that day. And I mean, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Steven Spielberg's work. I love the Indiana Jones films of the trilogy. Is fantastic. Temple of Doom, Raiders, and the Temple of Doom, Raiders, and it's been a long time. The Last Crusade. Very great films. Really enjoyed those. I also really like some of his more thoughtful pieces. Like, I cried at the end of Schindler's List. Very heavy movie. And I also really enjoyed his film AI. I thought that was a really touching film, even if it was really avant-garde. And yeah, and many other films he's done that I've just really enjoyed. Jurassic Park, obviously, classic film. Love Jurassic Park. One of my favorites. One of the bests. And what's another one that I can remember off the top of my head? Kingdom of the Sun was a good movie. Kingdom of the Sun was really good. Yeah. War of the Worlds was a solid action film. I remember watching that when that came out, but it's been so long since I've seen that one. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see a new Spielberg film. He's got such a unique eye for directing. Also, this is like a movie that's going to be composed by John Williams, believe it or not. I don't know how old he is exactly, but I do know he is in his 90s. So that's going to be interesting, seeing a guy in his 90s composing a film score. You don't really hear that too often. And also, John Williams is a legend among film composers. Any classic score you can hum, like he's done Superman, he's done Indiana Jones, he's done Fiddler on the Roof. He also did Harry Potter. What else did he? Star Wars. Star Wars. That's a big one. Very iconic film composer. He's just done so much classic and memorable and iconic work. I don't know if he's going to do another movie after this one, honestly. This Disclosure Day may very well be the final film John Williams composes for. I don't see if he can do another one after this, because he's getting up there in age. I mean, most people are already retired his age, and he's still pushing through. It just goes to show how much he loves his work. He doesn't want to check in. He wants to continue, you know, making stuff, and it's pretty inspiring to see for any aspiring artist. So God bless John Williams. I hope he keeps on pushing on. But if he ever feels the need to rest, he's totally earned it. Like, he's just showing off at this point. But yeah, this is going to be a really interesting film. I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah, I hope it's a really good movie. And on top of that, like, I've been into aliens a lot. Like, if you've seen any of my videos, I'm just huge into the whole aliens and conspiracy theories and things like that. Like, I just find it endlessly fascinating. I can't exactly tell you why. Maybe it's just because it's like, the whole mystery of it, the whole, like, there's different, like, pieces of the puzzle that you're trying to fit together to make the whole picture. Is it real? Is it fake? And it's really a story in and of itself, the whole UAP phenomenon. A lot of people think it's just one big fat grift that is being exploited by, like, people who are trying to make money off of UFO believers and hopefuls. Another group thinks that there's actually something to this phenomenon, and it's intentionally being ostracized so that way the public doesn't think it's worth their attention or effort into looking into, because it actually holds the key to some world-changing technologies like faster light travel and endless energy and things like that. Who knows? All I know is it's a very fun topic for me to look into. I love hearing about alien abduction stories. I love hearing about uh, people's experiences with the phenomena. I like hearing about some pilots and, like, officers who stated they know some things that might surprise the public. Now, could this all just be one big psyop to fool a large portion of the population so they can later be put under, like, the government's control? I mean, hey, anything's possible at this point. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm more so in it for just the fun and exploration. I don't want to say I take this seriously. I just say that it's like a fun story to get, like, to read the next chapter of, I guess you could say. And this new Disclosure Day movie is part of that, so that's going to be exciting. Can't wait. Okay, well, I kind of got off on tangent, didn't I? Well, basically, the movie's coming out Friday 12th. I decided to ask my sisters, my youngest sister, my middle sister, and my mom if they'd be interested in watching the film with me. They all agreed. I have pre-ordered the tickets, so we will be watching this film at 6:15 p.m. on Friday 12th. So that will be very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to it. All right, so we eventually arrived. We looked at the boards. The guy who's selling them gave us 3 samples. My mom wanted me to take pictures of each of them and then ask Google Gemini to compare and contrast the colors and show diagrams and, like, talk about what makes a good complementary color with the environment that it may be set in, what's better, like redwood or the vinyl that she was looking at. So yeah, we were just doing some research on that. It was really interesting. Eventually, when we arrived back home, we got out, and my mom and my sister and me all decided to work together to make breakfast. So I decided, me and my sister decided we would have those goodles that we got the other day, the smoky dokie. And we had that to start things off, I guess, as an appetizer, you could say. And I will say, I really actually did like the more meatier texture of the noodles from these smoky dokies. I thought the more, like, hearty bite just gave for more satisfying and actual meal-like chew. Like, the problem with normal mac and cheese is that like it's kind of just like, you know, loose and easy to bite through. And because of that, it doesn't really feel like you're eating a meal unless you're eating the whole box. But with the Goodles, it feels like you're eating like a real hearty meal, even when you're eating half the boxes, which is what me and my uh, sister did. So that was pretty good. The actual sauce itself, in my opinion, I thought it was too wet, or I guess too liquidy. I would have preferred the sauce to be like, what's a good way to put it? Thicker, more satisfying. I feel like how it was pulled off in this presentation was okay, but overall a little disappointing in terms of the texture. If it was more creamy, like I found a hack that if you use half and half instead of milk, or even heavy cream instead of milk for your boxed in mac and cheese, that it gives you a much more creamier and yummier sauce. And I think if we did something like that, it would have been great. My sister even had the idea of putting some cheese on top of the mac and cheese and melting it on there, and that would be good too. Although she also had a good idea of putting some sriracha on the mac and cheese, and she let me have some, and I have to admit it was quite good. The smokiness of the cheese with the spicy tang of the sriracha did offer a very unique and pretty fun flavor profile. Yeah, after that, we decided to, you know, I made the hash browns. My mom made the biscuits. My sister helped with chopping up the meat for the gravy, and my mom helped make the sauce. And yeah, oh, and me and my sister also had a soda, like A&W zero sugar, when we were having that mac and cheese, by the way. So that was good. So yeah, when the meal was good to go, it took a bit of a while, but we had it, and I gotta be honest with you, this biscuits and gravy that I had, that was made by a combination of my sister and my mom's efforts, was some of the best biscuits and gravy I have ever eaten. It was very creamy. It was very flavorful. The sausage that was used in the sauce was turkey, but you wouldn't know it because the flavor that was emanating from it was just so potent in a good way that it really elevated everything. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. So yeah, after we were done eating and we enjoyed the meal, we had some coffee to go along with it. My me and my sister and my mom, we all just hung out. We enjoy each other's company, and we talked about all kinds of things like the GATE program and yeah, just like evidence behind it. It was pretty fascinating. Then I need to use the restroom. When I was done, my um, eldest sister and her boyfriend had arrived. I greeted them, and they greeted me back. And yeah, we just hung out for a bit. It was short lived because I needed to be at work today. But yeah, we were together. Uh, then I need to get dressed. When I got dressed, my mom wanted to show my sister and her boyfriend the AI videos that me and my mom worked on, the Miss Bumble video and the Wonderful World of Ants video. They they seemed like well, this is interesting. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty funny. Well, anyways, me and well, my mom drove me off to work because my car's in the shop right now. Was dropped off. I went in, punched in, and got started. Looked at the schedule, found out I was on sweeps all day, and it was honestly a really involved day. There was just had to take out the trash, had to um, fill bags, had to sweep the floors, had to punch in my sweeps on time, had to fill out a well, not fill out a, but watch a instructional video on how to bag at for like, you know, legal reasons, I guess, because they need each employee to watch that video so they can tell their boss, yep, they saw what to do, so they should know what to do. So yeah. Um, yeah, for my first break, I got a diet or Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I put it in the freezer in the break room because I wanted it cooled fast enough for when I got it for my lunch break. And yeah, then I just watched some random stuff I don't even remember on my phone to try to find something. I think I found like this guy talking about these unusual this unusual spike in activity in like the upper corner of like America, where like a bunch of fireballs are starting to hit that state, and it's like all just starting to happen out of nowhere. And then the comments were a bunch of people saying, "Ooh, it's the end of the world, and I'm feeling fine. This has something to do with those scientists and the billionaires building bunkers." And yeah, I mean, it might. This is interesting how apparently there's an uptick in fireball activity. And apparently there's that Apophis asteroid, Apophis asteroid that is apparently going to not hit the Earth, but go really close to the Earth to the point where it'll just graze off the side of it and then fly away. And some people are theorizing that maybe scientists actually know it's going to hit the Earth, and the billionaires and all the scientists are like hiding away in their underground bunkers just so that way when the Earth is flung into a new dark age, that they'll be able to survive and start a brand new civilization or something like that. I mean, if that's the case, that would suck. But let's hope that's not true, because yeah, I wouldn't like that. So yeah, went down, continued my sweeping duties. Yeah, did my closing duties. There was a little bit of drama that happened when I returned. Apparently, there was like a guy who was like angry, and like all the other cashiers were telling him to get out because he was being a public nuisance. And it caused one of the ladies to be too scared to go out of the store because she was afraid like the guy was going to like get her. So I decided to check out for her. She was like a lady, or like looked to be mid 50s, I would say, or early 50s perhaps. So yeah, I checked out. The coast was clear. Went back, reported, and she felt safe enough to go outside. So that was cool. Yeah. So yeah, unexpected surprises like that happen. You know. Um, oh yeah, and on my first break, I forgot to mention this. I did try to contact the plasma donation center, and no callback. So yeah, that'll get updated very soon. I won't stop until I get a good update. All right, so eventually, I went on my lunch break. On my lunch break, oh, what happened? I had my sub sandwich slice with mustard and mayonnaise, um, and turkey and cheese and tomato and lettuce. The lettuce was very thin, on the thin side. Bread was huge. I had a bag of Cheeto Puffs, and I also had one of the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugars from the freezer. I got it out, and it was held in there just long enough to where it became a slushy. And I don't know about you, but Dr. Pepper slushies are amazing. I love them. So it was a really nice surprise to have that happen. So yeah, eventually, I was eating this, and I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I watched this Ross Coldheart video where he was talking with a guy called Whitley Strieber, who was apparently the author of a book called Communion, which has the picture of like a gray alien in it. And apparently, it was like the guy was. I don't know. I get this like I get this overinflated ego vibe off of this Whitley Strieber guy. He just comes off to me as like a overly grandiose storyteller that likes to just over explain and over talk about what he's being asked. Like Ross Coulthart asked a question that should be simple, but then he kind of tries to make this extremely philosophical and overly like complex like issue that like no one really asked for. It's like, just give us a straight answer. You don't have to, you know, wax philosophical on us, please. Yeah, and you could tell just looking at the expression of Ross Coulthart that he was kind of having it up to here with Whitley Strieber's theatrics. It was honestly kind of ridiculous. Like I felt like I wasted my time watching that. Not gonna lie. So I went downstairs. I punched back in. Um, and yeah, closing duties. Trash. Um, yeah, I talked about that already. Wiped all the check stands down, except for 4, which was wiped down by one of my coworkers, which I was very grateful for. My coworkers brought in the carts and the signs. A nice little one-on-one with one of my coworkers in the back, who is a GM, who was telling me about like how there was like a song from the 90s by a British group who was inspired by the Beatles, and they even used some of the Beatles sounds and vocals to create that song. And yeah, it was pretty cool to hear a fellow fan of the Beatles talk about like how other artists are influenced and inspired by like their music, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I like I like it when someone is that passionate and engaged in an art form to really describe why they care about it's really cool and really interesting to me. Yeah, and yeah, they brought in the cards and the signs. I was very grateful for that, very much so. Um, and like the way the day closed off was like I needed to assist 2 ladies out to their vehicle because apparently there was like this mysterious and suspicious guy riding his bike around the area, and it just created a really like uncomfortable atmosphere for those ladies. So I came up and like I assisted them to their car in case like there was a you know an attack or something. So yeah, so that's an interesting running theme there, I suppose. Um, yeah, I refilled the ads in the front as my last duty. I punched out for the day. I said goodnight to my coworkers, my co-manager. I walked outside. I called my mom, told her, or not told her, but asked her if I could get picked up, and she said yes. So she actually, our family friend drove over with her to pick me up, and I went in the car and we drove off. It does feel weird having that happen now because I've been so used to just driving myself home. So having someone else do it, when I'm so used to doing it myself, is an odd feeling. I mean, I'm grateful that someone's going out of their way to do that for me, for sure. But it is, it definitely does make me feel like I'm, a bit, what's the word, reliant. And yeah, the more self sufficient I can be, the better. Which is why my car's in the shop right now. I'm hoping that my mechanic can figure out what's going on with it. Yeah. So after that, arrived home. My All my sisters were there. My middle sister was leaving. We said goodnight. We all sung our favorite song around her in a circle. I think it was like the first time that all 3 of my sisters, me and my sister's boyfriend, were singing the song with her. It was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed that. So she went off. I had the leftover meals that my family had, that I would have had with them too if I wasn't working today. And then, yeah, my mom, we were listening to my sister and her boyfriend talk about like what they're going to do tomorrow, and that was pretty cool. And then they went off to, get ready for bed, and then I decided to get ready for bed. So I took my vitamins, got my magnesium powder, brushed my teeth, and then I made this video, and that's the day. So yeah, I'm hoping that some resolve comes from the mechanic tomorrow. I want to get up early tomorrow morning so I can contact them and see what's going on. So that should be very interesting. So yeah, that's going to do it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody, and take care.